Internal Audiovisual Archive of Registry Documents. Document being archived, SHN99. The Terror Robber. Archivist Lawrence Lyle Reevaluation Department. Location: Oklahoma and northern Texas. Status: active. Description and behavior: the terror robber is an anomalous criminal known to operate in Oklahoma and northern Texas. It is often described as being a tall human male dressed from head to toe in leather derived from human skin, standing at 6.5 feet, 2 meters tall. The specific human leather clothing worn by this entity varies, but always at least consists of boots, pants, shirt, jacket, gloves, and a mask covering its entire head. This entity clearly possesses multiple changes of each article of clothing, as it has been seen wearing differently styled human leather outfits in separate sightings. It is unknown if it wears anything other than leather under this clothing. When actively participating in a robbery or mugging, the terror robber will emit fire and smoke from the mouth and eyes of its mask as a means to intimidate. It is unknown if this is an anomalous ability or merely theatrics. This display, coupled with the entity's possession of multiple firearms, knives, and a predisposition to violence, ensures most persons are thoroughly intimidated by the terror robber. Most of the known activities of the terror robber revolve around the criminal acquisition of wealth by means of robbery and mugging. When conducting robberies, this entity tends to collaborate with non-anomalous humans by using its capacity for intimidation against the employees of banks or stores. If intimidation fails, the entity and its collaborators typically initiate a massacre. After the completion of a robbery, whether in success or failure, the entity will open a portal to allow for it and its collaborators to escape without a trace. In cases of mugging, this entity seems to prefer to work alone. It will find an isolated person or a small group of 2 to 4 people out of sight from potential witnesses and attempt to intimidate them. If multiple people are present, it makes sure to kill or maim at least one as a display of its willingness to harm. It will kill the victim or victims if they attempt to resist or flee. Once done with the mugging, it will open a portal to an unknown location. The anomalous abilities demonstrated by this entity in sightings and encounters make it something most individuals are utterly incapable of dealing with. As previously mentioned, it can open portals to allow itself quick movement between points. It also possesses superhuman strength and seemingly heightened senses, allowing for quick reactions to attempts to resist or flee. The terror robber is also incredibly durable, being undamaged by most firearms and suffering little damage from high-caliber weapons, and is suspected of having regenerative abilities as well. In the few situations where it was temporarily captured by law enforcement, the removal of its mask or other articles of clothing to reveal its identity proved to be impossible. Recommended actions: when encountering the terror robber, or any robber or mugger for that matter, do your best to comply with their demands so that you can survive and report the incident. There is simply no hope of you escaping from or overpowering this entity. To best avoid encounters with this entity, Avoid isolated out-of-sight areas like alleys, as these function as the perfect place to mug people. Only resist this entity if it demands a change in location, such as telling you to go through its portal. This is not normal behavior for this entity, and the few instances of it occurring led to the permanent disappearance of the victims. End archive.